In the last couple days, I started a meme account. So now I'm a meme page owner. And I'm just trying to, post out memes, see how that works. I'm always trying to test things. I think that should be something everyone does in life. They just test out a bunch of stuff, see what works, see what doesn't work. You're just a scientist, really. That's what I am. I'm a scientist, plain and simple. Anyways, the meme account, because on this account, I've posted 2 memes, and on the YouTube side of it, it got over like 30,000 views each. So I'm kind of like, if I keep posting memes, will it consistently post memes? Will I get the consistent amount of views? And then it's also the data analysis collection side of things of, okay, what kind of memes are getting the most views, the most likes, the most comments, all this, that. So I'm very curious about that. I think curiosity is something you should always hang on to and hold on to throughout life. You should always be seeking answers. Most people lose that innate curiosity, that innate desire to learn, to know more as they age. And I think it's a real shame, but that's conversation for another time. So anyways, though, meme page owner now, and I just post 3 times a day. And something else that's interesting about that is Instagram does the best in the morning, TikTok does the best in the afternoon, YouTube Shorts does the best at night. That's what I've noticed throughout the time of posting content, not just on this meme account, but also on this account too. This is like my little vlog talk show account. The meme account is a faceless account, and I'm not sure if I want to reveal it yet / promote it yet. I think I'll just keep it hidden, Maybe you guys will find it at some point. Maybe I'll reveal what it is. For the time being, I just want to, keep it anonymous. I don't want to associate the two just yet. And I've been having inconsistent results with the memes I've been posting. For example, some memes are getting very, very little likes and views. Others have blown up. Like, for example, one of the memes I posted got over 20,000 views, and that was just like a day or 2 ago. So that plus the 2 YouTube ones, that's like 80,000 views between those 3. Pretty cool. So and I think 2 of them were from movies, 1 was from anime. So kind of interested in just how it all works. And then so I don't know, we'll see. Kickboxing going well. I'm still obviously on the climb, improving all this, that, and that, and I've still got a long ways to go for that. But as long as I keep working on it, keep putting in the hours, keep pushing, I know I'll keep advancing. I'm able to hold my own against like the world level kickboxers at my gym, as I've mentioned before, but it's also they've pulled back a little on their own skills and toughness, their strength when battling me. So it was more at my own pace, and now that I'm starting to advance more, they're starting to go at their own pace more, and it's becoming increasingly more a challenge. But you cannot grow without adversity, without discomfort. You have to have those things, unfortunately, but that's what sets the 2 kinds of people apart. The kind of people that have to grow, the people that need to grow, the people that have that desire, the people that want to become more, and then the people who are content being mediocre, not getting anywhere in life. People who are fine just settling for less. Not me. I have to see what I'm capable of. I have to push myself. That's why I'm constantly dealing with burnout, day in, day out. It's at the point, I don't know if that's going to impact that. I had a low battery notification. But I'm getting 8 hours of sleep, 7-8 hours sleep the last several nights. and I am exhausted. I am legitimately surviving off of loads of caffeine. And it's because I've been burning myself out for so long that it's at the point 8 hours of sleep, is just not sufficient for recovery. In the past, what's happened is I'll usually push myself, burn out to the point where after a week, I usually sleep for 13 hours, boom, all good again, repeat the cycle. Is that good? No, it's incredibly unhealthy. But if it yields the results I desire, I'll freaking do it. Most people, when I speak, they just don't get it. They're like, take a break, slow down, you're too hard on yourself. Wrong, incorrect, you don't get it. I'm not hard enough on myself. I'm not working hard enough. I'm not working smart enough. I'm not putting in enough effort. You don't get it. I don't do enough. And compared to the average person, I'm doing 10 times what they're doing. Okay, who's going? I hate four-way intersections. Four-way stops. I'm not doing enough. I'm not working hard enough, not working smart enough, not putting in enough reps, yada, 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 yada. I'm not doing enough things, but I'm doing too much. I'm not juggling all the things correctly. And maybe it's not about doing more. Maybe it's just about doing less of the wrong stuff. For example, cutting out any scroll time whatsoever. So max, during a week, maybe all I do is scroll on my phone for an hour. For the whole week, just 1 hour. Now, just blunt honesty, most of my scroll time is a distraction. But I've tailored my feeds to be more educational than the average person. For example, I've compared my feeds with other people, and they're always very confused on They're always very confused on like why my feed is so educational. It's very boring. Like, for example, I follow a bunch of business accounts. I follow marketing accounts. I follow sales accounts. I follow exercise accounts. I follow martial arts accounts. And it's stuff relevant to me and for stuff I want to know, grow, yada, yada, yada. That is not the cab. Okay. And then there are stuff's just kind of like hobbies, sort of, mixed in with just like a lot of brain rot entertainment stuff. And it's like, I can't do that. If I'm going to waste my time on social media, at least have it like, okay, there's a clip of Alex Hormozy explaining like a sales method he always used to use back in the day. It's like, yeah, it's entertainment, but it's like kind of relevant and applicable to me, you know? It's not just like, oh, haha, funny meme. Like Andy Elliott, he's like a really successful sales guy. I like him. I have to do a deeper dive on him, but my impression based off the little I know is he's just a really quick-witted pressure seller now. Not trying to irritate him or whatever with saying that, but based off my impression, he's like, let's get the sale done and closed and now, which yes, in sales you want that, but it also almost seems like, based off watching some of his stuff, it seems like it's, like I said, more pressure selling. Anyways, Andy Elliott had a really great quote when he said, what was it about entertainment? If your education is not for like a particular reason, I'll have to see if I can find the quote, but basically he said if the educational content you're consuming is not for a particular goal or reason, then it's no different than entertainment. So if you're looking for if you're just like distracted watching biology videos online to spend your time, yeah, you're educating yourself, but you're really entertaining yourself because there was no intention behind seeking that out, no intention behind consuming that material. So, yeah, I think he's spot on with that. that your education, your entertainment needs to be intentional. Everything in life needs to be intentional. I just saw a thing on Twitter. Oh my gosh. I really hate cops. Like, no disrespect, it's just fuck. I just don't like having oh yeah, he's out of the area too. This is not his jurisdiction. Yeah, no disrespect to cops. It's just more like no bueno past experiences with them. Shit. Oh, crap. You didn't let me over. Anyways, yeah, so I saw a tweet online today that you need to have a 10-year plan and every day act towards fulfilling that 10-year plan. And I personally think you should take the 10-year plan, split it into, you should always like half it. So basically take the 10-year plan, split it into a 5-year plan, then split that into a 1-year plan, then split that into a 6-month plan, then split that into a 3-month plan, then split that into a month plan, and then a week plan, then a day plan, you know. That way, once you have those actionable steps, you're able to see what you need to do on the small steps, small side of things to build up to achieving your grand end of the goal end of the goal. That's not the way I want to say it. Your ultimate end goal. That is it. So, I think I'm just kind of rambling at this point. Just got a lot on my mind. Yeah, digital marketing, unfortunately, is starting to fall off. I got to get back on that horse. Client work is not where I'm having an issue on designing a landing page, actually, where I got to figure out how to get the email submission thing to link up correctly on cards. So I think I'm going to watch some YouTube videos on that, and then AI, see if that works. And then I think I'll just offer businesses a free landing page, because then I practice my skills by doing that. And then I also gotta just keep on building. Like, I see a lot of times on business stuff that your story is often one of the most important things behind your business. The story behind why you're doing what you're doing. So, I don't know. I don't expect myself to be like world famous one day. A lot of what I do right now is just to build a personal brand, and that way I'm just unique, because with the whole AI takeover I've been seeing for the last like 2 years, personal brand is going to be one of the best hedges against AI, along with trade jobs. So it's basically trade, blue collar, personal brand, and systems utilizing AI. Those are going to be the best bets against AI. Otherwise, you're basically going to get wiped out. Like, I'm genuinely anticipating 50-60% of jobs replaced by AI somewhere between 2030 and 2040. So yeah, there's that. And then my story, like, struggling financially right now, working full time, taking some online business, marketing, social media, AI, content creation classes, and then training martial arts. Like, basically most of my bills I just throw on a credit card, and then I try to pay off the credit card, struggling to do that. So basically I see kickboxing as a giant leverage tool for networking, for building my personal brand, for developing myself as a man, for developing myself as an individual, making myself more capable. I believe all men should be a provider and protector, and I think most men now are only one of the two. They need to lead the family, they need to protect the family and provide for the family. That's a firm belief of mine. And then, like, if I win nationals, like, what does that do for my personal brand? If I win nationals, what does that do for brand endorsements? If I win nationals, what does that do for myself? You know? There's a lot to it. And then all this business marketing, AI, social media, copywriting, sales, like, all in all, those are life skills. You adopt those, you're going to benefit yourself for life. And I think it's one of the best things you can do, one of the best things you can learn, because most of it just boils down to persuasive psychology. So yeah, I don't see a regular 9-to-5 as a viable option, haven't for the last couple of years, but it's becoming more and more clear in my mind 9-to-5 will never be a viable option ever again. Maybe if like you somehow get into a 6-figure plus salary, but dude, with the rate of inflation going the way it is, and then how investments are going to be, like, my sources say crypto crashes next year in 2026, and then the stock market the year after that in 2027. And it's like, okay, what happens if BRICS takes over the US dollar? What if the US dollar's purchasing power crumbles even more? What if inflation shoots up even more? Like, 9-to-5 is not going to cut it anymore. I keep telling people in my personal life, like, personal brand is mandatory. You cannot not have a personal brand. Can't afford to. Got to start now. Even if it's like 1 to 3 times a week, you just post like a random video or something, go for it. Like, that's what I'm doing. I've been doing this for what, like, since 2023, I think, technically. I think like Christmas was my first video. I think the video was also like something about like gifts. I don't know. Yeah. My big focus with this personal brand is to provide value. Share stuff I'm interested in, give my input on that, and just provide value. Teach, educate, share value. Be a little entertaining here and there, like 85-15, 85% value, 15% entertainment. I think that's a pretty decent ratio. I think it could be maybe more value, less entertainment, but I don't think entertainment should really ever exceed 25%. Because you got the streamers out there, and they're just brain rot. Like, kudos to them. They got that money rolling in. They got that, they know how to get attention, all this, that, but a lot of it just seems like they've sold their soul pretty much. I mean, like, yeah, I don't even know half their names. Like, watch it. Oof. Cars need to drive better. I mean, you got Aiden Ross, who, besides Schnozzle Dozzle Gang Factor, freaking pussy ass bitch. Like, fucking cuck. Like, if he actually would have listened to Andrew Tate, based off what was shown on screen, worked out. He would have listened to Andrew Tate's on-screen advice of, like, going to the gym, getting in fantastic shape, fortifying your mind, all this, that, adopting that kind of stuff. I think he'd be way better. He'd be a better example for his audience, the youth, all this, that. Instead, he's just degenerate. And then you got somebody like Neon, like, he's got more estrogen than women. Dude's got no testosterone. Bro's probably allergic to testosterone. Like, holy crap. What was the... What's going on? Anyways, bro's probably, if his testosterone test that was shown on screen was correct, of it being like 150 or whatever, dude, mine was in the 900s. Like, you basically got 2 X chromosomes at this point, Neon. Fucking pussy-ass bitch. I could take both you and Aiden Ross on and kick the fuck out of you two in the kickboxing ring. Anyways, a lot of the streamer stuff just makes me think of how all they do is promote degeneracy and promote materialism, all this, that, which I feel like is a very earthly, satanic thing, because in my mind, Satan is the owner, master of this world, this realm, and the true creator is the one in charge of owning, master of the spiritual realm. And yeah, so when I see somebody who they have everything in the material but nothing in the spiritual, I just think like, dude, at the very least, you gotta have a balance between the two. So, yeah. Like, the guys in my life, I try to promote, like, hey, educate yourself on this stuff, train this, work out, exercise this, read about this, try thinking, reflecting differently, and pick up these skill sets, think about this or that. You know, I try to awaken people. I legitimately consider myself a mixture between Morpheus and Neo. I view myself, in regards to myself, as Neo. I choose to be the one. I choose to be the chosen one. I choose to be the one to save others. To be the one that takes the burden, takes the cross, and carries it. Now, I'm not trying to imitate, mock Christ in any way whatsoever. I'm just trying to simply state it's a mindset choice. It's a frame of mind which sets me apart from the other people. Is I choose this. It's not, I'll leave it to fate. It's, I take it in my own hands and I handle it. I will be the one to save everybody in my life. I will be the one to master my own reality. And most people just want to go with the flow like a turd in the wind. And then I also consider myself Morpheus when it comes to those around me. I'm trying to wake them up. I'm trying to awaken their mind, plant the seeds for enlightenment. Get them to start thinking critically, start reflecting, start questioning things. Basically, Socrates. And that is dangerous, because when people think critically, they can't be controlled. And if someone can't be controlled, they're a threat to those in control. Which is why I often worry about my future and the future of my loved ones. I don't know. I don't think most of you will ever watch this unless I blow up all the way through, because it's like 24 minutes in. I think I need to somehow get this all into a podcast form so you can listen to it in the car as I drive my car. And yeah, there's not a lot going on. I mean, like, you can watch me a little where I'm like in the background as you're cooking or something, but there's really no need for visuals in most of these videos I'm posting, because more often than not, it's just me, more often than not, it is me just simply speaking to the camera while I drive, getting 2 birds, 1 stone in. making the most of my time. Now, something I'd like to do is start recording like little kickboxing tutorials. I'm no black band. I'm not a master. I'm no sensei. But I can still teach the basic 1-2. I can teach some combos. I can show you guys some of my favorite combos I do. I think that'd be cool. That's one of the things I could do for a more visual thing that people would watch. But I'm almost at class. Catch you guys another time. Don't know when this will drop because oftentimes I post videos like a couple days after they've been recorded. Just is how it goes. So, yeah. I don't even know what the main theme of this video was. Maybe it was just more of a rant. Who knows? I'll probably label it as a rant, like the date and then the rant. So what is that, like October 17th rant? I don't know, guys. Seriously, think and reflect on what I say. Take care.